Okay, back out here with the Lynx 12. Did pretty well yesterday, actually. I've got kind of a little grill mark bruise from the rather unforgiving buttstock here, so, you know, kind of looks like you've been out grilling on yourself, I guess. The 5-round magazine did real well yesterday, and it did wonderfully with the Winchester White, so I brought that back out. I picked up a ProMag, their little 12-round. I'm not a big fan of ProMag, but you know, we'll see. We'll see what it does. The standard magazine just locks right in without any kind of drama, and it comes out without any kind of drama. The ProMag, when you lock it in, you kind of have to pull the front down a little bit in order to get, and see how the lever's not locking there? And so you kind of got to fiddle with it a little bit more than I'd like. And see, there it went. And then when you're taking it out, again, you kind of have to pull the front, you know, kind of pull down here so that the front stays down in order for it to disengage. And even there, you still kind of have to fiddle with it, as I am fiddling with it right now, in order to get it to let loose. Anyway, that was one of the things when I was at the store kind of looking at it. It was one of those, well, is this really going to work out? The top of the ProMag and the top of the standard mag are very similarly shaped, and so I'm hoping it'll work. And on the gun itself, you can kind of see that everything's lined up the way it should be. So, thinking good thoughts, but, you know, again, right now, I'm having trouble just kind of manipulating this in order to get the lever to let him loose. And I'll play with it again once I run dry, assuming it feeds and does what it's supposed to. And see right there, it didn't do it all the way through. So, we'll see. And I had a stovepipe. And again, the Lynx does not hold open, and so bringing it back, you've got your little hold open lever right here. So now we'll see if the magazine will disengage. Earlier, and the answer is no. I actually had this thing doing fairly well when I was at the store, but right now, as it ought to. It ought to just push that lever forward and come down, but again, it's something that I've had to fiddle with, and I'm having to fiddle with right now to get it lined up exactly the way it wants to be lined up in order for it to release. All while trying to make sure I'm pointing it in the way I need to be pointing it here at the range. At the store, it really wasn't that big of a deal, since it's pretty much just me in the store at the time. But, you know, it's definitely not wanting to just release like it ought to. And I don't want to have to jam this thing too far, but too forcefully, just because I shouldn't have to. It should just be, there we go. It should just come in and out like the 5-rounder does. 5-rounder goes in. And it just pops right out. I'm going to see if I can get a few rounds loaded again and see if this will continue to run. You know, it's still running this Winchester White box, which to me is very impressive for a semi-auto shotgun. And again, this is an unmodified gun. The bolt on this gun came as a hardened chrome. It came directly from Classic Firearms is why I ordered it. You know, I haven't done anything to it, so you know, it's not like the Segas where you have to kind of modify them and kind of mess around with them a little bit. So anymore, and this will be another box of Winchester White. This is the 7.5 shot. So it did a whole box of the number 8 shot. So this is a box of 7.5, and we'll see if we have the same charging issue, and we'll see if we have that same stovepipe. The ProMags, by the way, do have a little metal lip under here, which is nice. The standard magazine does not have that. And that little piece of metal may be, you know, why the fit is a little bit different. But again, you know, kind of having to mess with it to get him to lock into place. And you can see that the lever is not locked in. So it's definitely not something that you'd, there it goes. It's definitely not something you'd want to do if you were, I don't know, a police officer or something and relying on this, in the heat of the heat. Alright, and see, it didn't strip off that first round. There it goes. Is not functioning ideally, to say the least, but the gun continues to feed that Winchester White, you know, without any hiccups at all, except for the one stovepipe, which I'm gonna think probably has more to do with the magazine than the gun itself. And again, you know, kind of struggling with getting the magazine to release. There it goes. You know, it ought to just snap in and out, but it's definitely not just. There, I got it to snap in pretty easily, and let me see if I can get him to come out a little easier. I could almost feel it there, but it didn't want to come. In theory, this should just be a one-handed operation, but with the ProMag here, unless I make some kind of an adjustment, it's not just going to be a one-handed operation. It's going to be, you know, more two-handed kind of thing. I'm trying to keep the magazine lined up exactly right. So, well, anyway, I'll continue to screw with this off camera and get him to release. The ProMag did feed. We did have one stovepipe, which I'm going to guess is the magazine as opposed to the weapon. But as far as the compact piece, adds about 2.5 pounds when it's loaded. And, you know, the stick magazine would be, you know, way down there. And then the 20-round drum, you know, definitely gives it a lot more circumference. So the 12-round seems to be about the right size. It feels pretty good when you're shouldering it. So anyway, this is the Lynx 12 with the ProMag drum. You know, I would definitely check out the ProMag with your weapon if you have one of these Lynxes and you go down to the store. I would definitely check it out and make sure that, you know, it's going in and out a little bit easier than it is for me.